Holy shit, we are back. And apologize for 10 minutes or 8 minutes of me not realizing that my audio is off. Frankie Town is in the building. What is up, Frank? Thanks for joining me, my man.
What's going on, Elio? It's nice.
All right. Hey, listen, I'm going to give a quick intro, right, of what this is all about. I mean, last year, I used to do this private and send it out to the league. But this year, we're going to fucking give this shit live to whoever's watching right now. I got over 80-something hundred Twitter followers, over 750 YouTube followers. I got someone Rumble, man. So to the masses, Frank is the owner of, what's the name of your team, Frank?
I took over the team previously owned by Alexander Resio. The team is known as Galamad on Wednesday, and that's the name that it will stay.
All right, man. That's pretty cool. Do me a favor, raise your camera a little bit because I see half of your face right now. So there you go. Come on, you got to show that jersey mug, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, baby.
So pretty much week after week, I'm going to give a recap of the actual, and I'm going to have some of my team members. Frank will probably be on here a couple of more times, and all the other co-owners of the league. We're going to give a recap of the league. Hey, Frank, turn on your camera, man. You must have hit something. You can be answering text messages while we're on because it's got to go away. But pretty much, we're going to give recaps week after week's matchup. This week, it's going to be, of course, the draft that we had on Sunday. We got to give you our takes. As you see, the draft is already on cue. We're going to give a recap of every round. We're going to give our highlights, our bust, who do you think fucked up, and what do we think of the draft? I mean, it's our time to shine and be kind of, give our best takes on them, bro. So, Frank, are you ready, my man? Are you ready to get this
Absolutely.
on? All right, so hey, everybody else follows alone. I know we're probably going to have some hate for some of our co-owners because I see the viewers right now, and it's most likely our guys. I appreciate every single one of them, and is watching right now. So without further ado, I mean, Justin Jefferson by Team Broadway. First pick, chalk right there, Frank. I mean, I don't think no surprise, right? I wouldn't have done anything different.
No surprise. I mean, every draft, him or Chase is first and second. It's kind of doesn't really matter.
Big Moon Dog.
Nice and safe.
Jamar Chase. That's, regardless of Joe Burrow, who, by the way, made an appearance in camp today, right? Or practice or something like that. See that?
So, yeah.
Positive.
You had some negative things to say about him. I didn't appreciate that.
Yeah, I know, man. It's because I kind of stayed away off from him, and now I regret it. You know what I'm saying? So
he slipped pretty far.
He did, and you did a good job in picking him. You actually, I was gonna go get him after next, and you called it when you said, "Hey, I got your quarterback. See you, trade bait."
We'll be talking.
Yeah. Austin Eckler by Team Cruz. He could have gone either 4 or 5. I think he was his ADP was 4 or something like that. So, I mean, picked up a pick early. I don't think that's fine. I don't know if Eckler's going to have as good of a season though, and I'm trying to hate here as he did last season. I think
no, but he was so good that he could come down a little bit and still be RB1 or 2 with no problem.
Yes. I think the passing game it's going to be a little more focused. New offensive coordinator and Kellen Moore. I think they're gonna sling it more to the no pun intended, of course. I think to the wide receivers, including a nice young rookie that they picked up this year. So, what do you think of Travis Kelce going at 5?
I do a lot of reading, and Kelce. There's a lot of people out there that feel Kelce should be the first pick in a format like this. It's a really hard build starting with him in the first round. I was picking 8. I did a couple mocks where I took Kelce when he made it to me to see kind of how it would go. Ninja's like always drafts well, and he still put a nice team around Kelce. So it's an early pick. It's not for the faint of heart. But Ninja's been doing this a long time, so it doesn't surprise me he put a nice roster around him.
Yeah, Ninja's a veteran. Kelce was average draft position was number 9. I honestly think he was going for the stack. I think
he was probably hoping for it. Yeah.
I think he was saying, I don't think nobody's gonna jump the gun and pick up Patrick
Our
Mahomes.
our boy Goose,
Yeah.
had different ideas.
I mean, just to give a quick preview. I mean, if you look at the next screen here, there's Goose right there. You know what I mean? But
Oh yeah,
so I think that to me that was the biggest shocker in the first round. I think Nick Chubb, it's a good pick by you. Good old reliable brother. You know what I'm saying?
I was praying for Bijan, or I heard his name is By. It's not how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
I think it's Bijan or something.
Yep.
But anyhow, I was hoping for Bijan. It didn't make it, and there were so many different players I could have taken there at 8, and I just decided to take the safest one.
No, I think so. I think so too. And Bijan could have gone 6 or 7. Tyreek Hill by Rico. It's a PPR league, and Tyreek will get targets like there's no tomorrow.
Tyreek's a monster.
He was actually he dropped to Rico, so I would have done the same thing. I don't think I would have done anything different there.
We're gonna get to you eventually because I want to talk about your picks.
Yeah, we got to get to mine. Barkley,
Right,
that's fine. I mean, I think he was picked correctly as well. Barkley is number 6. It fell down a little bit there. That's because somebody picked Kelsey early. Cooper Kupp, baby, Kupp my balls will be back.
It was tough passing on him. It was a great pick by Jason.
Yep. I mean, it's all going to be all determined on how much what's his name? Sheffield Brain plays. Steve was it Bradford? Steven Star. What is it? What's the fucking name of the quarterback?
Stafford.
Right, yeah, Matthew Stafford, because he's already bitching about he can't gel with the young receivers.
Right.
Pollard early.
So similarly to me with Chubb, kind of having to jump to your next guy. New Era was hoping for Barkley, and he had to jump to his next guy, which was Pollard. So I'm reading crazy
Henry, brother,
about
look,
Pollard.
I'm going to pick the guy that has led the league in all-purpose yards.
I like the pick a lot, and I like it better than Derrick Henry. I got to be honest.
Why?
Different tiers, my man. Just different tiers, different ceilings.
Dude.
Pollard's getting his first crack at being the man. Henry's probably tired of being the man.
Henry is the only.
He always gets it done. He always gets it done, but it's kind of a boring.
It's a boring pick, but look, has led the
Adams
league
was equally boring. You always, grab some young guy. I was shocked that you did both of the older guys like this at 2 different positions.
And jumping on to the next round, of course, with me, you know why? Because both guys are going to lead in their teams. Adams in targets. He's the only. Waller is no longer there.
True.
Who's the number 2? I don't care who's throwing the ball. Adams. He's got to get all the targets.
Garoppolo, Allen. I think you made a mistake there, my man.
No, man. Listen, it's going to be when it comes to
fantasy. Garrett Wilson for bringing it. No wonder why he wins every year. I mean, mistakes like this lead to him getting.
I'm telling you, I'm going to shock the world, bro. Derrick Henry's like the only offensive weapon there, and Devontae Adams again is going to have another good year.
We're going to see, and I have a topic to discuss with you at the end.
You got it. Stephon Diggs, that's a good pick in the second round by New Era. I like that one better than Pollard.
He's money.
And Patrick Mahomes gets stolen from Ninjas, I think, dude.
Yeah.
I think that was
Jason Cup, he went to the next best player on the board, highest scoring, and just said, screw it. I'm going to start with a big foundation on 2 players and
see what I can play around. Quarterback, man. Early.
Yeah.
Early. Yeah. But hey, and no balls, no glory. Garrett Wilson a lot by Team Bring It. Like Garrett Wilson a lot. Remains to be seen how far. That team, he's getting a little more attention. But last year that dude, he's gonna be a stud, dude. He has Aaron Rodgers with him.
Yeah, he had 140 targets as a rookie. I don't know how many times that's ever even.
Monte Adams, I like 200, man. And he's got to get another 200 this year. CeeDee Lamb, Gallimard on Wednesday. That's automatic. That's the best play. You have to go with a wide receiver. Big.
It was him or Amon-Ra or AJ. It was like really close for me. Those 3.
I'll take CeeDee Lamb. You know why? I think AJ's got to be good too. But I think Devontae Smith cuts more into his work than Brandon Cooks will for CeeDee Lamb, than Gallup. So out of those 3, that's probably the savvy pick.
As with all these guys, we need the quarterbacks to stay healthy for them to, them as well. But if the quarterback goes down on Dallas or the Jets or wherever,
exactly,
we're cooked.
Josh Jacobs, he led the league in I think all-purpose yards and rushing last season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
I think it's gonna be he's gonna be a down year for him with all the shit that he's dealing with.
Different roster. I feel like Garoppolo's a big step down from Carr. I never thought I'd say that, but we'll see. We'll see if Jimmy G's got another decent year left in him.
Listen, bro, I'll take the backup quarterback, bro. That guy O'Donnell, that rookie.
Aiden O'Donnell.
O'Donnell, baby. He's gonna kill it. AJ Brown, solid pick by Maximus. I think he fell there to that point. At that point, he has his stud running back in Bijan, whatever the fuck you pronounce his name. But solid pick by AJ Brown because he is
Yep.
wide receiver ones. But like I said earlier, I think CeeDee Lamb has the edge over the big studs here in the second round. Look, Joe Mixon, everybody's sleeping on Joe Mixon, but Joe Mixon is going to be like he's going to be the man. The fact that yes, the fifth, sixth
He's
year,
been the man.
yeah, but
I'm
this
not
think
impressed.
about this, right? He's got to be more involved in the pass catching game because guess what? Some RJ Ryan, who was their guy when he came to catching passes, they have nobody else. So he's going to be like a
Yeah.
fucking 4 quarters and a half.
He was awful last year, though. I mean, you take his
He
5
was up and
touchdown
down.
game away, he did nothing most of the season.
He was up and down. I think
There
he
were
might.
better options there at 20, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I think so too. Look, like I'm on same round. I would have taken I'm on same round
Oh
before.
my God. I'm on Ron. Like all the mocks I was doing was going around 15, 14, even 16, not 21. Like that was a great value there. Ninjas, of course,
Yeah, no, he redeemed himself to me from that from picking
from the Kelsey pick. He's
Yeah.
just stacking studs right now.
That's what it is. I mean, let me see. CD was 17, so that was good. That was good for him. And the
Yep.
fact that Amra was the average acquisition was 20. So yeah, he did a good job picking him up, man.
He was
AJ,
going early. He was going earlier. I did a ton of mocks leading into Sunday.
yep,
I
absolutely.
couldn't get Amon Ra to fall to me in round 2 most of the time.
Devontae Smith, like I said, I think he was picked for this year. They gave him a lot of
About
love
right.
at that position. So they ranked him higher than usual. But last year he broke 1,000 yards, and I think this year, believe it or not, man, I know AJ is the man, but I think Devontae is going to have a better year than he did last year. I think there's going to be some target issues there. He's going to eat a lot more into AJ Brown's target this year.
Hurts is going to be insane this year.
DJ Metcalf. I think average draft position was like 35. And this one to me, I know he's a stud, but I mean, we have what else do we have here? We moved to round 3. I think there's man. I think who's big Moondog? I keep forgetting. Is that Vic or Rico? Who's big Moondog in the league?
Big Moondog. You mean the team that took Metcalf?
Yeah.
That's formerly known
Oh
as
shit, that's Alex, right?
Future Alex.
That's Alex. That's right. That's Alex.
Yeah.
That would have been a little too early.
Come on, these are your people. I got to remind you who's who.
Yeah, dude. They changed the names and I forget, man. ATM for Team Broadway. Shoot, man. I would have gone Jalen Hurts here. You know what I mean?
I'm surprised he didn't.
I would have gone Jalen. And he usually puts the trigger on
Or
a
Josh.
Patrick Mahomes last year. He did it in the second round because he had a late pick. I would have done I think ATN, I like ATN, but he's so big play dependent. You know what I'm saying?
He is. There's two sides. People love him and people who think he's gonna, disappoint. Taking Jefferson first kind of leads you have to take a running back. So in Danny's defense, who's the next best running back? Gibbs?
No. I mean, no, I don't know.
Najee?
I would have gone.
A matter of preference at that point.
Yeah. All right, round 3. Team Broadway with Mark Andrews. He loves his tight ends, bro. So
Yeah.
I'm not a tight end early draft kind of guy. I don't care if it's Kelsey or the best tight ends in the world. Again, round 3, he had the opportunity to pick Jalen Hurts. So Jalen Hurts is such a big QB that he's tailor made for fantasy football.
Oh, we all know that you're going to be, sending numerous offers to
Oh
Alex.
my God, that guy saved
It
my
haven't
season.
happened already.
I mean, I don't have the previous owner of the team that you currently own. He was the best at fucking sending trades, dude. So
you love dealing with my Alex. Yes,
I miss him, bro. Tell him I miss him. Tell him I love him. I miss him. Bro.
I'll tell him.
Josh Allen. Look, I think this is a solid pick by Cruz at number 3. I mean, you could tell already he has Devontae Smith. He has the receiver, and I think what did he do in the first round here? He picked Austin Eckler. So again, if those guys would have been available, I would have definitely drafted one of those 2 quarterbacks. This year I wanted to do Lamar. I did a bunch of back drops and I had Lamar and
Cruz has got one of each right now. So
Chris Olave, I like this pick by South Florida Spanish Ninja. He's going to be a stud.
Ninjas just doesn't give a fuck. He's like, I'm gonna start tight end, receiver, and fuck it. And how could you argue with these 3 players?
I like Olave.
Really nice.
I really like Olave. Lamar Jackson by Vicious. I think that's fine. I mean, this year, I think everybody that that was talking about, and I did a few shows with a bunch of other guys, right? And we spoke about players, and I think Lamar Jackson. People were going quarterback top 5. If a top 5 quarterback was available in the 3rd round, people were drafting a top 5 quarterback, which you know who they are. You got Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Lamar. So the top 5 guys, right? If they were available, you needed to Jalen, of course, you needed to jump on one of these if they were available in the 3rd round.
Yeah,
that was like the big thing this year, all over the fucking street.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to my Burrow pick in round 5.
No, that was good. That was good.
You're
Everybody,
looking at Lamar at 29, and I get Burrow at, I don't know, it's 56 or
yeah,
something.
I
It's
pushed
insane.
that hard, man, and I was gonna pull the trigger, but you got ahead of me. Jamar Gibbs, my Maximus, he's sticking to the rookie running back strategy. This is not zero running back strategy. This is give me all the damn rookie first round running back Maximus
Yeah,
this year, brother.
Mikey, with that pick caused me to then change my strategy,
Mhm.
and we'll get to that when we talk about Ridley.
Okay, that was your guy. That was your guy.
I was kind of hoping for Gibbs. Yeah, him and Chubb would have been a nice, diverse pair.
And I'm gonna give you props to this pick because I was eyeing this guy as my next
Ridley,
pick would have fallen. Higgins,
he's
I'm gonna
gotten
go to
really
yours.
hot out there in the
Yeah,
last week or
I
two.
think, and honestly, I think Higgins is gonna regress this season. He finished
I
really,
I,
really.
I don't
He's
think
gonna
so.
regress.
Burrow's gonna have a huge season.
Yeah, but I'm
40,
telling you,
40 touchdowns, baby. It's gonna light your ass up.
Higgins is gonna regress. Love Calvin Ridley. I was gonna pick Calvin Ridley if it would have
I
fell
love it.
down to me.
I love it.
You know why? Because you saw him in the preseason, right?
You
He's
don't like
fresh.
Frankie Town being in front of you.
No, I don't like Frankie Down. That's a pick that you fucked me over with. That one is a one. Dude, I'm telling you because if I was gonna get him, I was for sure gonna draft Trevor Lawrence, which I did anyway, because that was gonna be my stack this year. I,
Well,
I,
me
I
me
did a lot
not
of
getting
mock drafts
Gibbs, me
after
not
that.
getting Gibbs made me decide I'm going receiver here in the third and the fourth, and that's what I decided to do.
So look, Najee Harris, I'm okay with that. Look, I think Najee's gonna have a comeback year.
Killed me to pass Waddle, but I wanted really that bad.
Look, Waddle, this is great. Waddle fell so. I mean, this
I
is
couldn't believe it.
yeah, Waddle fell deep, fell far, man. I mean, he
Him
is.
and Cup, 2 rounds in a row to me. I was like,
Yeah,
is something going on today? Like, I
yeah.
couldn't believe it, and I passed them both. Insane.
I know, man. Waddle and
Still
Great
can't
Goose,
believe
man.
I
Look at him. Look
passed
at him again. Look at his
Waddle.
chops, bro. He's already fucking up stacks
Goose
here and
doesn't
everything
fool
else.
around.
No,
I
man.
was
He
sitting next to Jay. He was having a good time, at least in the first 3 rounds. We'll see how it goes after this.
so Ramondre Stevenson. I'm okay with that. I mean, he is an all-purpose back. Let's see how well he comes back from his.
Well,
I
David has
think,
to listen to me talk about Ramondre for the last 2 years, and I think I've actually can turn him, into someone who now likes Ramondre.
yeah, but he had a great year last year until he got hurt. You know what I mean? He is going to be
And
the
it's
RB.
funny they bring in Zeke, and then since then they've gotten rid of 2 other running backs, which now leads you to believe that Ramondre might have an even bigger workload this year than he had last year.
Yeah,
So
remember
I like that pick a lot.
they're going to use Zeke the same way they used him with Dallas last year, right? Goal line oppositions, get that short yardage kind of stuff. And Ramondre is going to be the Pollard, right? Even though he's going to be the opposite because he's going to start over Zeke. So Ramondre is going to have a big year regardless. Is
I
Mac
still
Jones the
think
quarterback? And trust
Ramon.
me, Bill
I
Belichick
still
is
think
going to run.
Ramondre will get some goal lines though.
What's up?
He'll still get some goal lines.
Yeah, he will. He will. He will. But Ramondre is going to have the bigger output because he's also going to catch a football. Zeke
Yeah,
can
of
catch.
course, of course.
All right, my boy Aaron Jones, baby. I'm going with again, man. I'm drafting all targets, all purpose quarterbacks. I mean, players are going to be used like crazy. I just hope he doesn't get injured.
Yeah. No, Jones and Henry isn't a sexy pair, but they should be fine. I mean, they should both be fine.
Again, let's see if I don't get jinxed here for the 5th year. But if you notice, after I'm done, we're going to both check at least both of our teams so we could kind of see the actual sequence or logic behind it. Debo,
Yeah,
hey, man, Debo's coming back strong this year, buddy. All
we'll
right,
see.
he's in
I'm a
shape.
Niners guy, so
He's
I
in
hope
shape.
you're right.
He's in shape. Trey Allen's is gone. If Purdy is healthy, Debo is going to get a lot of love, man. And he's healthy, and he's in the best shape of his career. Last year, be the contract negotiations and all that crap. He came, not in the best shape. And he said this year, man, they even Shanahan said that they love him, that he is back to the old Debo. Jonathan Taylor, man. Look, I'm okay with Jonathan Taylor this pick, regardless that whether he's going to sit 4 games or not, because it's a risk. You knew he was not going to get traded and something he was not going to play for a few games before.
We didn't know that on Sunday. I mean, it seemed like it was really, really likely that he was going to get moved somewhere. I mean, when a player like this of this caliber becomes available, and in some ways on the cheap a little bit, where
it is
kind of
right.
looking for a fair deal, but it doesn't have to be anything crazy, and you can still get his prime years. I mean, Taylor's prime is he's still in the middle of it, no?
Yep, yes, absolutely. He's not even, not
I'm
even
absolutely
5 years
shocked that Taylor, didn't get moved. And it makes me, I'm a huge Jonathan Taylor guy. It makes me glad I decided to go receivers, in this area.
He didn't get moved because look, the Colts are asking for too much. They were asking for
yeah, I mean,
return, bro. Jalen, I get it, man, but Jalen Waddle is more valuable than Taylor in Miami's offense.
No question.
So that would be like that's the kind of crap that we're looking for. Like they
Yeah.
were not going to let him go for like a couple of second round picks. You know what I mean?
Did
So
you hear about Green Bay was the other team? How do you explain them going
yep.
after Taylor? With the running
Wow,
back they have, it's crazy.
that's because they have no trust on Jordan Love. They're already like stacked the running back with Aaron Jones and Allen.
Are they
All
going to
right.
do the Y formation back there?
I don't know. I mean, somebody was going to play wide receiver in the slot. One of these three running backs, most likely was Jones, if that would have
Yeah.
happened. I like the Darren Waller pick. Let me see, 4th round. Yeah, that's it. I mean, Goose. Look. Darren Waller healthy this year. This is going to be a poor man's combination of Kelsey and Mahomes. You know what I mean? Not to that level of explosiveness, but I think Waller can have a year where he could break 1,000. He's done it already. He could break 1,000 yards and get you at least eight touchdowns, man, which is much bigger than any wide receiver of the Giants have done in probably the last 10 years.
Yeah, he's just got to stay on the field.
That's right. That's the big knock. It's a safe. It's a very it's a high ceiling pick,
Yeah.
and you can always exchange a tight end for somebody else. So
yeah, absolutely.
Goose so far is getting a really good grade on my. I hate to tell him this because then his shit gets inflated. You know what I mean?
Well, aren't you playing him week 1 and he's projected to beat your ass?
Yeah, let me tell you something. He's projected to outscore everybody. The highest score.
In case you didn't know, he was drafting Sunday solely to put a team together to beat you week 1. He'll worry about week 2 when week 2 is good. That's the kind of manager Jason is. He worries about the present.
He's gonna be disappointed, man. Keenan Allen, he's there. So this is when you start going into the 50-50 wide receivers. Keenan, we know what Keenan can do when he's healthy.
He's another one. Stays healthy, he's 100 catches, like a lock.
I like this pick by Christian Watson because he will be the wide receiver 1 in that team. So
I went for a ceiling here. We'll see how it goes.
I do. That's a good pick. Look, James Conner here. I honestly, at this point, if I didn't have a quarterback, I think I would have gone Fields instead. He left that wide open for Mikey.
Yeah,
I think Conner could have get picked probably a little later, or he could have find other value later on a running back because I think he picks again. Rico picks again in the 2nd round and the 5th round. Yeah, no, there was some value left at running back. Just to go for Conner, I think he could have gotten the same value later on and gotten Fields. Mikey, you got to pull the trigger on Fields. He's the last, he's the first outside top 5 wide receiver. I mean, I'm sorry, quarterback. It's fantasy football, right?
Yeah, Mikey got, Fields, Bijan, and Gibbs. It's a nice 3. It's a very nice.
He has a lot of fucking running backs in that team, all right?
Yeah, he broke the league record with running backs drafted this year. Me and Jason were laughing the whole day.
Yeah. I mean, because Justin Fields is another running
trying to take another running back instead of a kicker in the last round.
Exactly.
The thing wouldn't let him.
I like the Dameon Pierce.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah. What do you think of Dameon Pierce here?
It's solid. It's a little early. I mean, I'd kind of like him a little later. I feel like Hall is much higher ceiling than him. That's one that stands out for me. But I mean, I can't fault Pierce. He was getting the ball a ton in the beginning of the year, and then I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Singletary's just a mid guy to me. So
no. Pierce is gonna be the number 1 guy, and you have a rookie quarterback that's gonna be hitting the ball over a lot. But I think could have fallen
to him too a lot as well.
Yeah. Miles Sanders. Look, I'm not a Miles Sanders fan. He's not gonna be in that. He's not gonna be in that offense because a lot of Miles Sanders' success last year was Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, open lanes and stuff. No question. We'll see.
And a stud.
They gave him for big money, so they're going to use him.
And a stud fucking line, right? That was opening the seas, parting the freaking South Seas out there. So, I like the Brees Hall pick. This one is not going to take off right away because remember, this is a ACL tear. It takes a little while, even if you come back for the season. But I think this Brees Hall pick is probably going to start popping after week 4 if he's healthy.
Cruz has a very good history in this league. He always makes the playoffs. So he's not worried about the first few weeks. He's worried about what kind of roster he's going to have week 15.
That's what he told me.
If Hall's himself before then this is a great pick.
Amari Cooper. Look, I like this pick, Amari Cooper here. I'm going to tell you why, because he is going to be the wide receiver 1 in this particular scenario. That's probably the last big wide receiver that you're gonna draft. In the early rounds. I think that was a solid pick by Alex.
Watson's gonna have. I mean, he should, for all intents and purposes. I'm hoping he has a huge year so that they can't stack the box against Chubb. I see this team scoring a ton of points. They got a really deep receiving core, but Cooper's the far away one on this
Yeah,
team.
and Elijah Moore is going to be a big factor here in helping Cooper get open. I don't think that I'm not a Browns fan, and I'm not a fan of Deshaun either. I don't think Deshaun's going to be back to those shades of the Texans when he was like almost in the
Yeah,
MVP
we'll see.
category. But
I don't
I
have
think
him
Amari
in
Cooper.
yet, but
Listen,
I hope I
we,
get him once.
we could tell how Amari Cooper was how huge of a factor he's been with Dallas. He was with Dallas when he was not with Dallas last year, and freaking Dak came back and threw a shitload of picks.
Yep.
So a lot of that was Amari Cooper not being there. Deontay Johnson and Team Broadway. Yeah, I'm a Pickens guy in this team, and I think Deontay is going to be heavily target like he always is. And this is kind of those 50-50s right here. I know everybody gets really caught up by the fact that he didn't score a touchdown last year, but man, the dude had like a shitload of targets.
Write it down. Deontay Johnson. I'm going to say he's a top 15 receiver this year.
Okay, you think so? All right, so he's midway, halfway.
Yeah, that's a receiver 1-2. It's a good receiver 2.
Yeah, I think so. I think Pickens might take over that. I think Pickens is a little more
I mean,
athletic.
he was right outside of that, I think, last year, and he had 0 touchdowns. Like, it's crazy. And they didn't throw the ball hardly at all, and he still had a solid season. Deontay's a really good pick.
Yeah. So Alexander Madison here. I think we went with all right. Let's see if this works with the Vikings. And I hate to break it to Broadway, he's not going to be nowhere near as good as Dalvin Cook. This team is going to throw the ball so much.
He's done it before, though.
Limited time, man. He's not built to for the wear and tear. Remember, Dalvin Cook, man, he was second after Henry in the last 5 years, all-purpose yards per game. You know what I mean? That's a lot of action.
No, Cook has always been a workhorse. I agree with you. I don't think Madison can deal with 20 touches a game, but if they use him right, he is a good receiver. He has had some nice games in the past.
Yeah,
he could be a good flex player at the least. There's worse guys to have, especially in that offense. I mean, they should score a ton of points. Maybe he could have a huge couple weeks here and there, and carry to some wins.
Kenneth Walker
is thin already, man. This is a tough league. It's a tough draft. It's round 5, and it's getting thin already.
Kenneth Walker, coming back from an injury year. I think Kenneth, and I'm gonna tell you a little something about Kenneth later when we get to me because I drafted his handcuff. I think I did. Did I draft his handcuff?
You got Charbonnet?
Did I don't remember. You know what? I had so many leagues this year that I drafted Charbonnet. I don't know if I drafted.
I'm gonna look on my computer while we're
looking at your computer, so I don't have to slow down here. But I don't think I did in this league. But anyway, I think Charbonnet is going to be a guy that's going to affect Kenneth Walker. It's one of those things that Kenneth is good, man, but I think they drafted Charbonnet for a reason. What was the second round, if I'm not mistaken? So it might cut into Kenneth Walker, but I think you got to pick up a running back if you need one, and he's pretty good right now in the 5th round.
Elliot, you're gonna love this.
Yeah.
Charbonnet is owned by one Grey Goose.
Yeah, damn. He got ahead of me before. He got ahead of me before. Another one, motherfucker.
I love it.
Yeah. Hey, look, DeAndre Hopkins. Look, this is gonna be one of those that he's being drafted right at the right time.
Yeah, I mean, you can't argue with this. You just hope Tennessee throws a little more this year.
Exactly.
Because, I mean, they certainly have the receiving talent. Hopkins and Burks is a ridiculous pair.
Yep.
And it's too bad they don't only have Tannehill at quarterback.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's Tannehill. That's the problem with Tannehill. So it's one of those things that the more they run the football, the more play action. That's how they got to get to Hopkins with the long bounce. Remember when AJ was there?
Yeah.
Justin Herbert, I was actually, Ninja. That was a good pick. Ninja got ahead of me on that one because that was going to be my next pick if he dropped. Because now I'm right now in my head, I'm doing run quarterback as I did anyway. DJ Moore felt really, really nice for Mike here. The stack. I absolutely would have done the same thing Mike did. You know what? The stack right here with DJ Moore. What I like about this is that DJ is not going to be a guy that's going to like take off deep. He's going to have so many yards after catches with Fields.
Yeah.
That I think Mikey's going to have some big weeks with these two cats.
Mike was let's say I would say Mike was giddy.
Really?
Yeah. When it was his turn and he picked DJ Moore to link up with Fields.
All right, let me see here. Of course, Joey fell to you. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. That was very good.
I think Mike Evans here for Team Brigade is
fourth best quarterback in like 2 rounds late.
And even if he sits for a week or two, man, it's still way worth it. You know what I mean?
He's back. He's back. Yeah. I talked to him today. He had Gallimard on Wednesday.
Yeah, he did. He had some Gallimard.
Yep.
Mike Evans, I think this is a good spot to draft Mike Evans here. Again, he is the number one. The problem is who's going to be throwing the ball to him is going to be Baker Mayfield, but I think I think he's going to break 1,000 yards this year. I think if you get 7 or 8 touchdowns out of him and 1,000 receiving yards, that's going to be really good production. And here is a guy, James Cook, that I feel is on that 50-50 breakout kind of season here. He is the man.
Absolutely. What do you think about James Cook being Grey Goose's RB1?
Wow. No, I'm okay with that because
you're okay with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that because he has a lot of good other weapons.
I've been giving Jay a lot of love, but this is an abomination having James Cook as your RB1.
He went wide receiver, man. He went wide receiver.
But he took all his guys in the first 4 rounds. I got to look back and see who he took in round.
I think because when we go back, we could make a note for that. We could always go check his team, and I think that he went the 0 wide receiver route, and because he had so many other weapons. I mean, the number 1 quarterback. I think he has number 1 wide receiver in there. I mean, he has a lot of. I think he went. He's risky. It's a strategy that could work this season because it's so wide receiver deep. This draft. Brandon Ayuk, look, he's. I think he's picked up where he needs to be picked up. So, I have to go with the best quarterback available, right? Which it was going to be. I was thinking either I draft Trevor Lawrence now or will Kirk Cousins be available later on, which he was. But I said, fuck it. I made the mistake last year, putting all my eggs in one basket. I was going to go the Russell Wilson route again and probably draft Aaron Rodgers later on, and maybe
really.
Yeah, but then when I know that I had back-to-back picks here, man, I already got I already got some running backs. I said, you know what, let me strengthen my wide receivers. So I picked Trevor Lawrence because I knew that Pickens was going to fall to me right next. And Pickens, man, I mean, at that place, I mean, Pickens. Let me see. Well, Pickens was wide receiver. Let me look at Pickens. Pickens was wide receiver. I think 50. DJ Moore. Pickens was wide receiver. Shit, man, he was down there.
Yeah, this is a little early.
Yeah,
for Pickens, but
this is gonna be my.
You're at the turn. You're at the end. If you want someone, you got to take him because you know he ain't gonna make it.
That was my thing. I want this guy at effort. I was not gonna go Mike Williams again because I just didn't have any stack purposes at this point. I'm not stacking my quarterback because the guy that I wanted is not there. So David Montgomery, RB2. See, this is where it gets a little dicey for Goose, but he still has enough firepower by going this route anyway. He has some good trade. So.
Getting Montgomery was really good get. We all know Jamal Williams had 100 touchdowns last year.
He's going to do well in that offense. He's going to do well.
Montgomery's going to fill that role, and I think Montgomery's a little bit of a better player than Jamal Williams. And Detroit's going to score a lot of points. And if he doesn't have a dozen touchdowns, then I'd be shocked.
Yeah. Let me see. Kittle's tight end. I think Bringett gets nervous about leaving tight ends for way too further on ahead, so he'll do that.
Bringett's on the veteran run for a little while here after the Garrett Wilson pick.
He went to Old Faithful.
He did.
Tua Tagovailoa, I think he's right to be picked here. The problem with Tua is I hope he has a good backup quarterback because I don't think Tua is going to play more than 10 games. But he'll get 10 good weeks out of his ass with all because they got to do the same thing that they last. There's no
play the whole season. He'll be way higher. He'll be way higher than this ADP.
Yeah, I like your pick, Rachaad White. He's RB1 in that team. There's a lot of question marks with the Bucs, regardless, but he is going to be the guy with Baker Mayfield. I feel they're going to run the ball a lot more than they did last year, and we knew what Rachaad White did taking over that backfield last season to end the season. He was
I was very happy to get him. Look at the RBs that are available after him. Kamara, Javonte Williams, Akers, Cook. He's young. He's got the job to himself. I was thrilled to get him there.
And right now, Frank, since we're number 7, let's pick out certain talking points here, right? First, the fact that Akers by Big Moondog, I would have definitely waited, or I would have gone Khalil Herbert in the next round. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was eyeing up Herbert, and I had him queued up for sure. And Mikey did it again.
Yep, he did.
I was surprised he took him to have Fields, him, and now DJ Moore. We may be talking trade. We'll see.
Exactly, Javonte Williams. At this point, now you're gonna try to get lucky. Let's see how well he comes back from ACL. And I know some RJ Pirine is a back that Sean Payton loves to use, right?
Yep.
that Kamara, I mean, he's not Kamara, but he's one of those guys that can catch it out of the backfield in an offense where they could do a lot of things, and Javonte can be your workhorse, right? It's. I think this year Javonte has such an upside last year, and the injury really messed him up, man. And that just Nathaniel Hackett offense was just a complete
Well,
disaster. Anyway,
rewinding a bit, if you remember, Ninja started with Kelsey, Olave, and Amon-Ra.
Mhm.
So he's short at running back. He went for some ceiling, ceiling guy in Javonte. Yeah.
And look, Dalvin Cook, we know what's going to happen. I think that they're going to split a lot. I think Dalvin Cook, though, the first 4 weeks, like I mentioned with Brees Hall, he's going to be probably getting the more amount of carries and the more snaps until Brees Hall becomes.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so it's one of those things. And then after that,
I think Hall will eventually take over and by far be the guy you want by week 10.
Yeah, but Dalvin Cook, and then you're getting kind of safe too, man, in case Brees Hall re-aggravates that injury. So Deshaun Watson, baby, in the 7th round. It's got my boy over here is going to be nice and well oiled and massaged to start the year. Broadway needed a quarterback. So hey, what the hell? Could care less about Evan Ingram. I don't think he's going to repeat what he did last year. Kyle Pitts, such a disaster year that let's see, new quarterback, which not a Ritter fan, new offensive everything, and a good running back. Let's see if Kyle Pitts returns to the form of. This is a risky pick with a very, very high ceiling, right? So, high risk, high results kind of pick here.
Yeah.
Lockett, good old Lockett. I think he's getting drafted where he needs to be. That Atlanta offense again.
Always underrated. I think David told me today that Lockett has 8 touchdowns 5 seasons in a row.
Yeah, no, he is, and that offense is going to be throwing the ball. Even with all the amount of
he gets drafted around here every single year. No one ever wants him, and he 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns every year.
I would have definitely picked him up in that same if I was there. So
yeah,
Khalil Herbert, I like that. What do you think of Drake London? I mean, that Atlanta offense, the passing offense is so sketchy though, man. But Drake
but he's going to be a target hog because we really don't know what Pitts is going to provide this year. Like London a lot,
and he shows some signs, man. Last year, he has some good games with such a bad offense. So
the reports on Ritter haven't been great from what I've read.
No,
but
listen, Tyler Heineke is going to be probably taking over that team as the bridge quarterback.
He'll swing it to London every down.
Yeah, that would be the best thing that could happen to Drake London and Kyle Pitts.
No doubt.
If Heineke
took over, he'd be ugly, but he knows how to throw.
Yeah. Look, you see him do it with Terry McLaurin, right? Scary Terry, Jahan Dotson when he took. I mean, hey, he's. I think he could be the guy. I mean, the fantasy season for every offensive player in Atlanta, and I'm not talking about just the running back. It's going to be dependent on Ritter's arm. So again, we mentioned Khalil Herbert earlier. I think I know Deontay Foreman is there, but Khalil is more versatile than all of them. And I think Khalil, Mikey going with a 3-headed monster stack, baby.
If the Bears score 10 points, Mikey lost.
Mikey is fucked, bro. Even if they score 20, I think Mikey loses. All right. They need to score like 30, bro, to spread the ball around. All right. You know what I mean? Because here's the thing with Khalil, it's going to be the big place, right? And he also catches the ball a lot. So PPR, you're going to get some points. You're looking for 12, 14 points from Khalil, 18, 19 from DJ Moore and a touchdown. And then you're banking on 3 touchdowns from from Fields, right? Maybe running those in and passing 2 of those, right? And having like 80 rushing yards. That's your 30 points right there. So that's kind of the combination you're going to be looking for. That stack right there, that 3-headed stack for Mike, man. All right, so Mike just Bill. Oh man, what do you think of? I'll let you take these 2 because I really don't care about Beckham Jr. or J.K. Dobbins.
All right, I only took Dobbins because there really wasn't any RBs left. So I was like, well, he's starting, or he should be starting. A lot of people talking good about him. I really don't know what to make of him, but it was just a value thing. As for OBJ, I could see liking him. This is just way, way too early to take someone that really no one's on. And sometimes you got to follow the ADPs a little bit. He could have had a Christian Kirk and gotten Odell later for free.
Yep. Or my man, bro, Cortland Sutton. Look, Jared
Cortland Sutton, or even Addison. Even him.
I like Addison a lot, man. I like Addison. That's why I went back to back wide receivers, baby. I like Addison. Addison is a much, much more gifted player than Thielen ever was on any fucking given Sunday, based on
With
college. And
with
it's an offense, like we said, my man, they're gonna throw the crap out of the ball, dude. There's targets galore.
I'll tell you this: if Sutton doesn't light it up the first week or two with Judy out,
Yeah.
you should drop him.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, yeah. I'm just hoping he gets me nice some good weeks so I could be like, yo, I got
Yeah,
a
you
wide
want
receiver.
you want $150 out of him week 1 against Jay. We all know.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I need, man. That's what I need. DeAndre Swift, look, I think this is a good pick. He's fell so much, and we know what we get from DeAndre Swift, but this is such a great value, regardless if you get 4 or 5 good games off for him.
Oh yeah, if you can get the bulk of the job in that offense, yeah, how could he be bad?
Exactly. His problem is just the injuries, right? You know what I mean? That's the problem. That's the
Yeah.
reason he's not there anymore. And the
Yeah,
Lions.
Detroit just threw him away like, bye.
A guy that his
It's
yards
crazy.
carries is like over 5. You know what I mean, dude? It's sick. And fucking Goose again took one of my favorite picks in the draft, but I got Jordan Addison, so I'm okay.
I had Dotson queued up here, and
Han's gonna have a good year.
obviously that wasn't meant to be.
This is great. Brian Robertson and Antonio Gibson both
Three,
went back-to-back.
I'm gonna say it. 3 Redskins in a row.
Yeah. But give me this: Brian Gibson, Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson. They're both so interchangeable. We don't know who's going to one at one point.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And same thing here. Gibson was like the last, flex type running back really left outside of handcuffs and some rookies. So same story. I took it for value. Have some depth because RBs are hard to come by. They go down like crazy. And as you remember, I took 3 receivers early, so I needed some depth at the RB position.
There we go. Hey, I gotta go.
I liked a lot of receivers here, but I had to stay disciplined and take more of what my team needed.
Your girlfriend, Grey Goose over here, is showing you love, bro.
Frankie's the best. Yeah, he wrote that early.
Yeah, man. I need to
I said in the beginning.
I gotta put it on. If you see it next time, go ahead. Signal me, man. I gotta put him out there on. But I'm gonna kick his ass week 1. Favorite or not favorite, man. I'm gonna kick his ass week 1. There's no doubt about it. Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying. I know he's listening to this.
All right, listen, we got to pick up the pace. I got to go to bed, and we're only into round 8.
Me too. All right, so what we're gonna do now is just gotta pick highlight picks to finish this round. Zay Flowers, great pick by Team Broadway. That was one of my favorite. He's one of my favorite players in the draft. He will be wide receiver 1 by the end of the season over Bateman and freaking OBJ.
No doubt. Agreed.
You know what I mean? So
agreed.
Jared Judy, whatever.
You might be the number 1 in week 1.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Round 9. I'll let you give me 3 picks that you really like and 1 pick that sucked.
Ezekiel Elliott sucked.
Okay.
Picks I like. I like Dylan. Jones goes down. Dylan's an RB1.
Mm-hmm.
I like JSN a lot. There's nothing but upside there. He's going to play in the slot. It's where he loves to play. He should be great. And last favorite pick in this round, I'll go with, God damn it, I'm going to go with my pick, David Njoku. Thank you, Mike. I didn't want Freiermuth. Njoku, when he plays, he's a monster. I just got to hope he plays 10, 12 games this year at least.
Yeah, I'm not a Njoku fan because he's disappointed every year. But everybody's always high on him. My picks here, I'm going to give you 3 myself. And I'm going to agree with
do 3 in round 10. We'll just
alternate. All right. Okay, cool. And this one here, you might have picked one more. I think Elijah Moore, sleeper.
That was the other one I was going to go with instead of
Elijah Moore, sleeper. All right, next round. I'm going to tell you right now. Charbonnet, I'm high on that guy. I'm giving Goose way too much fucking props.
Yeah.
Shit. Charbonnet is a guy that I'm really high on. I like Jalen Warren because of Najee's kind of where he's at from last year.
Yeah.
And one more out of this group right here. And I'm not going to go with the obvious ones, but Marvin Mims here, while Jerry Jeudy is down, in the preseason, he really stepped up. That's going to be like one of those wild.
Not bad.
And Team Broadway really got him way too early. So
my favorite pick in this round, if I may, Nico Collins.
I like Nico.
He's the receiver. He's going to be the one over there. They're going to be losing by 20 every week.
He's going to be the garbage man.
He might actually be like starting for New Era a lot.
Yeah, he will because he's going to be playing.
He's going to prove to be really, really good, and he's going to get in a lot of people's lineups.
Kirk Cousins was good.
No doubt, great value there.
That was such a great value they're falling. All right, round 11, you go first. Give me 3 picks you like.
Round 11. Tank Bigsby.
I like that boy, man. I like that kid. Big motherfucker too.
I like Kincaid. I like Dalton Kincaid.
I like Kincaid too. Kincaid's going to end up Yep.
Nothing but upside there. And then my last favorite pick in this round. Wow, this is a little tough.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad picks here because
It's a lot of dog shit here.
yeah.
I guess I'll go with. I don't know. I guess I'll go with Dalton Schultz because between him and Njoku, maybe I got
Yeah.
someone.
Yeah.
There's not else there. That's a bad round.
Yeah, we have a lot of toilet water here, but
Yeah.
I like Greg Dulcich. If you haven't picked the tight end yet,
Yeah, but Troutman, there's Troutman's still listed as the tight end one still. I
I don't
don't
know.
understand it.
They got rid of
They were loving Dulcich last year.
yeah, Albert Obingwoki, whatever. He was let go. He was another tight end they had there, and he's out with the practice squad. Yeah.
Peachy, you have a message from Mr. Kim in the chat. I think you should take a look.
Let me see. Now he's put. Yeah, listen, man, this shit's life, bro. It's hundreds of people watching this shit, man. Hey, we'll talk to the DMs later. He does this shit every year. He plays me.
All right, round 12 is you. Who's your three favorites?
Every year he has a better team though when he plays me too. So, all right, from here, man. Look, I'm not even gonna tell you. I'm shit. Dimes is getting picked at the right place. Maybe a little earlier than that. Rashad Penny, you have no other choice, but dude, that's gonna be another guy that it's probably gonna get injured along with Swift. But I like my pick, KJ Osborne, because I think there's gonna be a lot of throwing. He's number 3 in the total.
All right, give me your 3 in round 12. Give me a couple.
Round 12, I like Geno Smith, great value.
Yep.
All right. Let me see here. I like shoot.
I think he was QB8 last year, Geno Smith.
Yep. And he fell really down.
He finished poorly. If he kept going, he would have probably been like QB6 or 7.
But regardless, they're gonna throw the ball a lot, man. You got JSN, Metcalf, and Lockett. There's plenty of to go around there. But picks that I hate here, man, because there's a lot of these. I mean, shit, Juwan Johnson. I mean, he has no other choice, but I think he could have probably gone Laporta or Irv Smith or something like that. You know what I mean? Probably something in a better offense. So that's the first fucking pick.
A touchdown or a 0 pretty much last year.
Yeah, and pretty much I don't like anything else out of here, man. What do you like out of the round 12?
I like Gainwell,
man. At this point, let's just point out what you think.
I like the Gainwell pick. I mean, he's going to find out right away. If you're going to find out right away if you got something there, or if it's just a waste of time and you have a roster spot. But I like the pick. Roshan Johnson, Mikey handcuffed his boy Herbert. He's all in on the Bears.
Yep,
love that pick. And then just because of what we saw last year, if Mr. Bijan Robinson goes down for any period of time, Tyler Algier looked amazing last year. I think you rode him to the playoffs.
I rode him to the playoffs, man, because I had no other choice. I picked him up.
If I'm the Bijan owner, I try to get Algier from Cruz. Maybe Cruz knows that. Maybe he's just going to hold on to him all year, which is kind of what Mikey does to everybody else. So, Cruz, you hold that fucking guy, and that's it.
We'll give it to him. He already has enough handcuffs. All right, round 13, man. Give me anything at this point. Just give me anything you find.
Okay, I'll give you something. Romeo Doubs and Luke Musgrave, 2 Packers.
Okay, I'm 100% in with Romeo Doubs here. Luke has been getting a lot of love there as well. So, you know who I like here. I like Okonkwo. Last year he finished pretty decent. I don't know how good he's going to be this year because
as is the case with me always when I draft and I avoid a position for a long time, I end up drafting 3 of them, and this is my 3rd tight end now. So hopefully I find someone.
And look, Rashad Bateman, it's going to be a throwaway because it's like you said, it's a game bro.
Pick.
No, dude, what the hell? Out of there, bro. Look, how many wide receivers? Apart from Romeo Doubs, bro.
That pick was so bad, you should have taken Butker or Tucker.
Nah, man. I think Rashad Bateman is a good risk because, like you said, it's going to be something that you can
Bateman's like he's got 1 foot.
Yeah. I already dropped Tajay Spears. I just picked this guy for a handcuff purposes and pulling a mic. To me, I just threw a pick here in round 14.
You already dropped him?
Yeah, I think I already dropped him.
But you own Henry.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I don't play handcuffs.
Wow. Okay.
I got a bunch of other.
So here, you picked this guy in the 14th round, and then you dropped him 2 days later.
Exactly.
And you could have had Justin Tucker. You could have had a chain.
I don't care about the kickers. I think I picked up a new kicker too. So, yeah. What do you like? What do you like out of this dog mess over here in the round 14?
A chain. He's got 2 ancient guys in front of him in Miami. They got an explosive offense. He could be used like a little bit like a Kamara was in his rookie year, and have some real big plays and maybe carve out a little bit of a role for himself. So I like that. There's nothing left. I mean, what are we talking here? Lazard.
He's already hurt.
Give me the other position players in this round. Lazard,
yeah.
bad. So a chain is really the only player I like in this round.
And Team Brigade, I don't know if I don't think that's his first quarterback. I think that's his backup quarterback. So he picked Russell there.
Yeah.
So let me see. Round 15. Okay, out of this mess right here,
Yeah. You got anything?
a lot of defenses, right? Which it's hard to pick a defense as you know as a highlight here or a
Yeah.
kicker. Uh,
Come on,
let's
give it
see.
up for Kendry Miller. Come on.
Yeah, Kendrick, him and Jamal, who I got, are gonna get. They're gonna, Jamal's gonna be the number one RB, and Keandre might just surprise some people and get some love here. That's probably the only one.
Yeah.
Uh, and finally, last but not least,
Oh, you got your kicker, Tyler Bass. It's good.
I like
It's a good
Tyler.
kicker for that late.
Yeah, that's I always pick defense and kicker last, or vice versa. That's what I do. It's tight end.
You got any players you like in round 16?
Shit. You know what? I like Jonathan Mingo.
Maybe Jaden Reed.
Jaden Reed's okay too, but I'm a bigger Mingo fan. Him and Bryce Young had a little bit of a connection in the preseason.
Jason says, Elio, you still have Tajay Spears.
Oh, dude, I'm playing in 5 leagues.
Dude, you're
Thanks a lot,
fucking
bro.
top. You're in too many leagues.
Yeah, I'm in 5 different leagues, bro. And yeah, it's and I'm in another one that's almost as big as this one price wise. So it's like shit. Which I was drafting simultaneously on Sunday. I went in last minute as a favor to somebody. So thanks, Jay. I appreciate you, man. See, that's what we need. Jay is the analyst, bro. He's the
Yeah,
back.
he's
He
the
doesn't like to be
best.
on the screen, but he could give us all the information. He's a producer.
Jay's loyal. He's listening. He's hanging on our every
You need
word. You gotta love Jay.
you need to be here, Jay. Hey, next week, bro. I need you in the backgrounds, okay? That's what we need you. We need you in the
Maybe
background.
Jay will be your guest next week.
Hey, I could bring him in and leave him down here. You know what I'm saying? In the
He'll just do
studio.
audio with you if you're lucky.
He doesn't have to be on, so he's good.
Yeah.
He just needs to do this shit right here. Hey, man, you still have that years. Oh man, Frank. So yeah, I think look overall, and I know Mikey did the whole grading crap. But
Yeah.
regardless of the fact, I think we all did pretty well. Every year, everybody thinks that we do well. Everybody at the beginning of the season thinks that, hey, I got the
Yeah.
best team I ever had. So it's just a combination of I guess you got to throw luck in there and injuries. And I tell people before he said, "Here you go, ready?" Jason does not want to be in here next week. Ready? So he does not. That Great Goose does not want to be here next week.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
hilarious.
Honestly, bro, if this was an exact science, Matthew Berry would be winning every fantasy league in the world and every million maker every year. So it, I mean, honestly, I felt. How did you felt honestly? About your team. You did get a good grade on that fantasy pro shit.
I did. You guys all bust my balls. How many mock drafts have you done? However many you think I did, I do more. Okay. So I have a lot of problems in that regard. I just love doing them. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I tried different things, and I really hadn't done a lot of 1 RB 3 receiver, builds, if you will. And the draft just kind of went that way, and I just went with it, and I avoided a couple landmines, I think.
Oh, Frank fell off here. All right, Frank, if you get it back on real quick. But we're gonna end this right here. It looks like his connection probably went bad here. So anyway, look, it was a great draft. I think I did okay. Not as good as I think I did last year. It's gonna be an uphill battle. Week one, I play Mr. Grey Goose. He is the man. He has probably a great team, and he is projected to beat me by like 7 or 8 points. I think number one highest scoring team. So that was the fantasy draft recap for the Midtown Brigade Fantasy Football League. I want to thank Frank, team of Galamad on Wednesday, for coming on. I appreciate all you fellas, man, especially Jason to joining on and just definitely giving some good. So to get back, actually, let me go ahead. Let's go back to. Honestly, yeah, Jay, I agree with you. I think Frank did have a great draft. I'm not in any way hating. I think he did have one of the best. I think, yep, Mikey has some great upside. I 100% agree with that too. Again, I don't feel great as I usually like I did the year before. But again, I have a lot of guys that are proven, and we'll see. We'll see. At this point, it's just whatever happens with injuries. Thank you, all you fellas, for listening and joining on. I appreciate your love. Get ready for after week one. We got to do the weekly recap of the matchups. All right, appreciate you. Thank you for watching, everybody. Your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Talk signing out. Peace.
Yo, go.